Hi, welcome to the Phebean Swill platform, and in today's episode of the Phebean Swill platform, I would be talking to one of the guests we had in Sierra Leone from Nigeria for the Housemate Salon Grand Finale on Sunday. So you'd recall, if you watched or you were there at Bintumani, we had Rajah Arase in Sierra Leone, and I fortunately have an opportunity to steal him for an interview. So today, we're going to talk to him about a lot of things, but from three angles. Now, what has been his journey? So we talk about his life. We talk about how this man has been able to transform the Ghanaian film industry. Ghollywood was transformed. He has been taking a lot of credit for the work there, and so we'll get to know how that happened. And we would also like to know what lessons we can learn as a country, Sierra Leone. How do we benefit from his knowledge and experience gained? How do we in turn transform the movie sector in Sierra Leone and by extension, the entertainment industry in Sierra Leone? So that's why we have him today, and we're going to have that talk. Frank, thank you very much for being on my platform.
Thank you very much. I'm sure the camera is looking at me right now, so am I sure I'm saying it right? Is the right word thank you?
Yes, thank you.
It's all right.
Who were you before the Frank Rajah we know today?
The world as it stands today, for those who are familiar with my person and those who got to know me in the field of work, in my line of duty, everyone actually thinks I'm Ghanaian. I'm a Ghanaian. They'll probably just see me like one of those, Ghanaian-born filmmakers, but by association, fine, I will accept that. But by birth, I'm from Nigeria. I was a full-blooded Nigerian born, from Edo State to precise Benin City. I'm not a Ghanaian, but I've lived with them and made family, in my line of duty. So I do have Ghanaian family friends, but then not as in blood relatives.
Well, maybe that came about as a result of the transformation you were able to bring in the Ghanaian movie industry. So perhaps that's why people are thinking that you are a Ghanaian. But let's look at the Frank before all this. Who was Frank, especially at teenage? That teenage stage where the decision making kicks in, where you begin to think, oh, I'm going to be a lawyer, oh, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be this. From that point of your life, who was Frank and what were you up to?
Well, I actually thought I was going to be a musician, so to say. I'm not a very good singer, but then coming from a family of a music family, my dad's a musician.
Oh wow!
Yeah, my mom too sings, but not a professional singer. She's a businesswoman, very active anyway. So growing up in a home like that, I actually wanted to be a musician because my dad is a live band musician.
Who's your dad, by the way?
His name is Rajah Arase. He's the present Phebean chairman of the state Benin City, music-wise, yeah. So maybe the drive came out of the little defocus that I had with my father, because I didn't really grow up with my father, even though the relationship was a little cordial.
But yet you found yourself wanting to be a musician.
Because it was something I love to do. I sing to myself, I enjoy myself, I play lots of instruments. I play guitar, I play piano, It was an inborn thing, I loved, at a point I started calling myself Rajah Ranking.
Oh wow.
Like it was going to happen, but then, we're human.
Yes.
We grow to choose our destiny. Like I say to people, well, it's subject to argument, but I say to people, what becomes of you is your destiny. Like, I don't believe in pre-planned destiny. I believe that whatever you want to be in life, you work towards it. You won't want to become a medical doctor and want to go and study law. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, so you do
There's
have a
channel.
contribution as well to play.
Yeah, there's a channel to achieving whatever you want to do in life. So I had a platform that gave me music from the house, but I wanted to be something else. My dad's a musician. My elder brother towing the same line as that of my father, and I don't want to go that way. So it wasn't very intentional, but I saw myself shifting towards filmmaking.
So with the music that you were going to do, what genre of songs were you going to step into? Did you start on
Reggae, raga.
Yeah.
But I was doing it. No, I'll tell you. I used to do it. I had some good songs I used to perform.
Did you have dreadlocks?
No, I never did.
Okay, because usually it comes with it. It comes with the look.
Come on, check this out. Whoa. Many years back. But whoa, nah. I used to do with roughneck. You know, I used to do like Buju Banton and all that, you know. But life has its own book. You know, I just had a change of mind.
So where did that transition take place? That you left, you deviated from the path of becoming a musician, but now into the film industry. What's the testimony behind it?
Well, you see, in life, sometimes life is not always rosy. You see, the things I would say my parents wasn't able to achieve as parents. You know, I have been able to work hard to achieving that but things contributed to all of that. I would say I'm not from a very rich home, rich family. I'm from a very large home. I'm from a polygamous home. My dad has got plenty of wives. No, trust now, musicians. You know how it is. Yeah? So I'm the second son, second child of my father and my both parents. Second son, second child of both parents, when my parents separated when I was pretty young. I was about 3 years when I separated from my parents, but there was still a relationship there and there. Not like, okay, separate, I don't want to see my child no more, I don't want to see, but then they would stop living together and all of that because there are other women coming around and making babies, like that, man. The man is good, I was busy distributing and making the world population, what it should be. So things went that way. But when I was growing up, for some reason, we separated kind of from my father. And the music thing somehow dropped a little, even because I wasn't in Benin City. I was now in Lagos with my mom and my elder brother too, and you know how it is with family, mom tried to discourage us from that relationship with our dad, believing there are other women in the house, don't go there. You guys know you are the first child, you are the second, don't go before they poison you, that kind of thing, and you're growing up.
Sound like I'm watching a Nigerian movie.
Yeah, you're growing up and they discourage you from that bond. So that discourage sometimes, even when you want to say hello, visit that, no, don't go there. No, you're growing up. You don't have money to take care of your things, to do things on your own, let alone buying a bus ticket or whatever to a different state to see your father and all of that. So all of that separated us for a very long time, and things wasn't that rosy until I decided to take a turn. And
now, before going to that turn you decided to take, in all this, what role did you see your family background playing into your success right now?
And I would say it's just God and decision. Like I say to people, when you depend so much on family background to achieving anything in life, you just might fail. I don't think I had any support from either mother or father, but I might just say probably I might have a prayer support from my mother. But in terms of whether advice, counsel, what to do, what not to do, education was just divine intervention. It's focus, loving it and wanting to do it.
Speaking of education, at what point did you get to? Did you? Yes, you wanted to do music, then now you did filming. Is it something you studied?
For crying out loud, Frank Rajah is a full-time graduate of business administration.
Business,
yes.
Business administration,
yes.
Yet you're in the movie world.
Because why?
The transitioning, how come?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see, it comes with, it's the love, the likeness, that thing you want to do. You see, studying business admin is not like wanting to practice it. Becoming an actor in the first place is not. I started as an actor. I'll come to all of that. Yes, it's not that Frank want to become an actor. actor. No, it's just the love of it. I loved it. I wanted to be part of it, but not to live or earn a living or want to become. This is what I do for a living. That wasn't it.
At what day do you recall that you said to yourself, "Oh, I want to be an actor," and what prompted that feeling in you?
It was the generation when the Nigerian film started. I was a child actor, more on stage. I was a dancer. That surprised lots of people. Yes, I
Wow.
was a dancer. I was into cultural theater dances, stage plays, and all of that. So it's been a long time coming. But screen is a different ball game because I never went back to theater since I started screen. But on stage, I was a dancer from Agbeko, Ajibo, Creative, Sokoro, Sompokiti, Dancing Drum, different kind of culture. I've represented Nigeria 3 good times as a dancer, child dancer.
Wow.
Yes, I was the national dance troupe director at a point. That tell you how far I went. I was a Papa Theatre Troupe at Pesco Atigba. I was a full-time theatre practitioner. So I was fully into theater, and lots of people say, "Oh, Frank, man, do screen up. Hey, you're good," and I was good. I'm not boasting, but then I was really good on stage. To me, I was like, "No, let me do something that I'm not used to."
Yeah.
You understand?
Going.
It wasn't from any
Going away
parental
from your comfort
advice.
zone.
It wasn't from any parental advice. It was because I was also a teacher. I was in secondary school when I started teaching. I teach economics, teach government. I started teaching in my school.
You do
evening
wear many
classes.
hats.
Yes. I was a teacher. I taught for over 4 years. Before I was in my final year when I started teaching, even in my school, evening classes. So I was prepping for my WAEC examination, school exams. I was teaching the evening class of the same people preparing for the same exams. Yes.
Wow.
So I was teaching the same thing that I was preparing for. I was already a teacher in my school. But it started as there's this society we organized then. It was we call it 191. We're too busy to be organized. It was like a society we discuss and do classes. It was like gonna be your turn this weekend to teach mathematics. It was gonna be your turn to teach this. So we do that within friends. So you study a topic to
I
teach.
do have a mathematics phobia. So when mathematics is mentioned, I feel sick a little bit. The only mathematics I can relate to is money. So yes.
Me too. I think I like money too.
Let's talk about how you became an actor. How you got off theater and came to on-screen acting.
We that are on stage, we had this belief that we're better. That was something about us then. We're better than those who you go to screen and they tell you act and you be like, okay, cut, do this, take it again, cut. I'm like, oh God, these guys are still learning. There's this confidence in us as a then that there's this movie and they needed some extras. And they came to the theater, okay, if we can get them some extras, and that they were filming not far from us. We were having some rehearsals then. And we said, okay, let's go do it. And guys, it was like, let's just go have fun. And after that, we're given some good amount of money. It was like 5,000 naira then. 5,000 naira for just how many minutes? And we're having that. Well, when is the next tour coming? When are we doing that? So it was like, okay. But just because I wanted to do this, I saw it like another channel. I started as an actor. I started attending auditions. But before that happened, something happened, which I don't think I want to share here right now. How the journey for me wanting to really be part of the industry, how it started. I talked about it a little yesterday. I don't know if that works well with you.
That goes on, yeah.
Okay, let me just unburden myself and just say things. The journey to become an actor. After the theater extra role, come play this, it was a little difficult to understand what's going on, audition, where the auditions are going to be happening, what's happening, that. The interest in becoming an actor, as in screen actor, because that was what was in vogue then. Then you see the Nigerian ritual films, all of those, Blood Money, and all of those early stage of Nollywood. You know, I'm talking about 20-something years back now. So, the drive to wanting to do it became that serious that it started affecting me, that I really want to do this. Like, this is what you should do, Frank. And, you know, when you're bothered about something, you're restless. You just want to do it. I used to watch most of them on usual TV programs, soap operas, and all of these new Nollywood films as at that time, Living in Bondage, Rituals. No, I said no, I want to be part of this. Then there's this program on TV I used to see the same man I was sitting with right now, Zach Orji. Because I needed to see Zach every time and Paulo Basile all the time. I needed to see them, most especially Zach. I watch that. I don't go to church. I'll tell you the drive. I won't go to church. I'll just sit back to watch Zach on TV, not acting, but because he worshipped in a church and they televised the church every Sunday. So I'll sit back and I'll listen to the man, the pastor preaching. And they still have some cutaways of Zach and that. I'm like, God, I want to act. Sometimes I'll be like, this guy is good, but I'm a good actor. This guy just needs to know that this guy is a good actor. You understand? He needs to know that this guy is a good actor. Then, to me, with the confidence I have, I had to put together some money. And I left on a Sunday like that to attend that church just because I want to meet with Zach.
Wow.
Then, I wasn't having enough money on me. Then, one way or the other, I found my way in the church. It was quite far from where I live. Then I got there. I waited after that church service. The first day, I wasn't able to talk to him. The second time I went to that church, I went to church about 4 or 5 times before having the confidence to go to him. He was busy narrating and talking to other people and after church, the church closes, they were talking to people here, left, right, and center, I stood. Today was going to be the day. I either speak to this man or I let it pass. I quit this if I don't talk to this guy, but today I must do this. I waited. He had all the time attending to everybody. Then it was time for him to leave. He had some small car then, nice, cute car then. I waited by the side of his car. Some other people, fans like me too, and some church members followed him towards his car. You know, those trying to show that, oh, I love you, and even though he still worship with them in the same church, they still have that thing with him. Then he got closer to his car. Man, this guy, you're not going to enter that car if you don't talk to Frank Rajah. That's going to happen, man. Then I said to him, excuse me, sir. I got myself composed. I didn't tell you, I was in suit.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm white suit. I was well dressed.
I'm guessing that was your best suit you had then.
Well, I wouldn't say, but I was looking the best of me. So, I said to him, hello, uncle. He turned and looked at me, and I said, good day, sir. And he looked at me and continued his conversation with some other person, and I stood there, I was waiting. When it was done with all of that, then I said, he wanted to leave. Then I said, Uncle Zach. Then he turned, he said, yes. And I said to him, I said, Uncle Zach, I know this might not be the best place to talk, but this is just the only opportunity I have right now. I'm sorry if this offended, but then I just want to tell you that I think I'm a very good actor and I want you to probably help me whichever way. Then he looked at me. He didn't quite sink. He didn't quite sink, or probably wasn't paying that much attention to what I was saying. Then he turned and looked at me again. I said, Uncle, what I'm trying to say, he was like, you know how something bites you? Whatever I was saying was like poison to his ear. I don't know how that happened. You know, devil has a way of working. And the guy yelled at me. Jesus, come on. It was so embarrassing, man. And the guy yelled at me, telling me, I am not a producer. I am not a director. You want to act? Go to a production house. Jesus, man, that was hard. I stood there. It was like, oh, wow. Are you guys kidding me? Probably something got him offended that day. I don't know. Something, maybe he wasn't happy, or he was just fed up of, I want to act, people coming to him.
Before you move forward with that story, at that point, what was now going through your mind? You developing the courage. You see this man on TV.
I liked him
he
a lot,
inspired you that much.
Yeah.
You went to him, and in your mind, you must have been thinking, I'm reaching close to my promised land. I'm getting close to my Moses. And then you get that reaction. What was running through your head that minute?
Okay, I'll tell you what ran through my spine. Every part of me, disappointment. Are you on the point? Disappointment. But then you see, like I grew to understand that before day, there's always a night.
Yeah.
Nothing good comes easy. Devil has a way of working. 2 things were involved. If I wasn't bold enough, I would have left the field and I wouldn't have been the person that I am today. So you need to over push to go through certain things. It was just a moment to discourage me from what I actually dreamt to become. Are you getting the point? That I later understood. But at that point in time,
At that point, did you get
no.
a flash thought of, well, this is the end of it, I need to go back?
No, at that point, it was, I just wanted him to leave my presence. I didn't want to just walk out, but I just felt like disappearing from that place. I wasn't, because eyes were on me, because I said it very light. I said it low to him, and when he yelled, people turned. They didn't even know what I said. Probably I was begging for money or whatever. They don't know. So it was kind of embarrassing to me, because I don't know what it was. You understand? So I just stood. But you see, the light I was looking for wasn't him. The light was some other person that was standing waiting for him.
So how did you connect to the light?
Because he was there. He worshipped in the same church. He's an actor. His program is running on TV. I see him on TV every time too. He's playing the lead role in one of the soap operas that was airing at that point in time. His name is Paul Obazele. And my focus wasn't on him. My focus was on Zach Orji. But he was standing there. I think he was still either waiting for Zach, because they were friends, or something. I don't know how close they were at that time, but I know they worship in the same church. But he was standing not far from there. So I stood there. I didn't leave like Zach after a year. I was thinking maybe after that, Zach, maybe he probably might just take another look and say, okay, sorry for that, or something. Or for me to just I wanted to still talk to him. But what he said, after that, he made to want to leave. I don't say uncle, he didn't mind me, and he was walking towards the car. Then Uncle Paul now called me, and I said, excuse me. So I looked towards his direction. He said, come. Then I went to him, and I greeted him, and he said to me, what is the problem? I said, my name is Rajah Arase. I'm a dancer, and I also do some acting on stage. And I just thought to take it to another level since the introduction of home video started, and he said, okay.
So right there, Frank, hold it. We'll keep you guys in suspense there. It's time to take a quick commercial break. A message from our sponsors, Sierra Pharmatech, Rokel Commercial Bank, and Shalima Trading. We would be back to continue the rest of the story. Stay with us. It's the Phebean Swill platform.
Sim Couple allow old and young to make deposit and withdraw cash from their account at any time and anywhere. With Rokel Commercial Bank SIM Couple, you can send and receive money at any place and any time. Rokel Commercial Bank don't make life better for we all.
Farmers from across the globe have a strong bond and passion for the soil, which leads to nurturing of the land. What they need is the support of high-performing agricultural solutions. With a wide variety of implements like rotavators, self-propelled combines, Dix plow, MB plow, Dix harrow, cultivator, reversible MB plow, and other implements. We are confident that the coming years will bring greater results with the trust and confidence of our associates, business partners, and customers on our products and services. Sonalika tractors range from 20 horsepower to 120 horsepower. We are ready to address the common challenge of food security, highest customer satisfaction, and superior agricultural solutions. For distribution and dealership, contact Shalima Trading Company, 40B Wilkinson Road, Freetown. Telephone 099 909012. Sonalika.
All right, welcome back to the Phebean Swill platform. Thanks for staying with us. A message from our sponsors, and I still have Frank with us here. Yes, Frank, we left off with that very touchy story, the disappointing part where you were at a bridge where it's either you turn back or you press forward.
Yeah.
How did you make it through from that point when you were rejected by Zakoji?
Well, like someone once said to me, rejected too. But I just think, I don't know, maybe the mood was really not right. But to me, I felt like disappearing. I wasn't in the mood for any other thing. Trust me, if I had left that day, I would not have even dared it again. Probably, maybe, I don't know. But I wouldn't have gone to Zach again. That was a trick. There was no way I would have tried that again. But then what happened
second
was,
half of the embarrassment.
no, I won't try that. I won't even create a room for that. You know, because he didn't know. I was a child.
Yeah.
I was good on stage. It's probably never.
At what age gap were you by that time? Were you a teenager or in your 20s?
I was a teenager.
You were a teenager by
Yeah,
then. Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. When Paul called me, I walked to Paul and I greeted him with plenty of respect but very calm. You know when you're hit with such embarrassment, it naturally would humble you. That thing happened. I was humbled. I was calm. I was lifeless. Then I said to him what I said, that okay, I'm good on stage and that this. And I said, so what do you want? What do you really want? I said, I want to be an actor. And he said, okay, you know what to do? He wrote his office address and said, okay, you can come to my office, okay? And don't be discouraged if it's what you want to do and that's what you really want to do. Do you go to school? I said, yes, I go to school. He said, okay, if this is what you want to do, no problem. You can come to my office. I'll see what I can do for you. I said, thank you very much. As I received a sheet of paper from him, and he said to me, do you have transport home? Honestly speaking, I didn't have no transport. I crossed my heart. Yes.
Wow.
That was the worst.
That was a huge risk you took.
Yes, because I needed it. I've waited, and I just needed that. I didn't. I don't know. I didn't know the reason he asked if I had transport. I didn't ask him for that. It was like, do you have transport home? I said, yes, I do. I was looking good. I wasn't looking like a beggar. I was well dressed. So asking me if I had a transport, I just thought that was divine. And I said to him, no, I didn't hide that. And he said, okay, and he gave me money for transportation and gave me money to come to his office. Then I went to his office. When I got to his office, we communicated. He didn't even try me on what I want to do. And he just said, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do that. It's okay. Now, I'm going to refer you to somebody, a director, who would listen to you and work and see if you can do it. That's how much I can do for you. I said, I'll gladly appreciate that. And he said, okay. Then you go to Zeb Ejiro and you also go to Leo Onwode. So whichever one, if Zeb, go to Zeb first. If you're not comfortable or you think Zeb wouldn't, whatever happens, come back to me. If it's not okay, go to this. So he communicated them that I was going to come. And when I went to, instead of going to Zeb, I decided to, he asked me to go to Zeb first. But instead of going to Zeb, I went to Leo. Yes.
Why did you make that choice?
Because Zeb is a producer. Leo is a film director.
Okay.
Zeb was going to either refer me to another director. Are you getting the point? So I went to a director. Unfortunately, he was prepping for some TV series then. So when I got there were all the people there rehearsing for roles and all that in his office stroke house. He lives there. It was just in the ground floor for rehearsals and all that. So I introduced myself to him that I'm from Paula Basile, and he said, okay, what do you want to do? You want to act? I said, yes, I want to act. He said, okay, I'm going to try you and see what you can do. Just like that. I said, okay, I don't mind. So let's do it. So instead of trying me, that day he didn't, I became his errand boy. More like a PA to him on set. He didn't try me for the series. He didn't do nothing. He asked me to come with them to set. I was on set every day with them. He wasn't even giving me transportation back home, but I go to set. I could run errands for him, go get this, go get that. I was enjoying it. It wasn't anything sad to me. And sometimes when we are done, I have to trek home. But I don't tell him that I don't have it. So he never asked, and I didn't tell him.
Why didn't you?
Because there was no need for that. What I wanted was the opportunity.
Were you scared that if you did, he would not allow you come the next day?
I just wasn't scared of that. But I just thought there was no need for that. I wanted something else. I wanted to be an actor. It's not about him giving me transportation. It was quite a distance. Quite a distance. So, but instead of telling him, I went to talk to Uncle Paul that I've been coming. Honestly, I don't have enough money and that. And I said, okay, he gave me some money and told me, okay, go anytime you don't have money, pass by the office. Since it's the same Sierra Leone, pass by the office and get some money and go. So he was just like a God sent to me. And from there, that was how the journey started.
When did you land your first movie project as an actor?
Audition. There's a man we all respect the most, that I respect the most in Nollywood, as in that we all respect the most. His name is Andy Amenichi. Andy Amenichi is the most respected Nigerian film director of those days. Till date, his name is like an idol. We just respect it. He made the bombshells of those days, the likes of Igodo, the likes of Oracle, those heavy projects you want to think of, Ritual, those, like, it was on a hit after hit. He's a very principled, disciplined man. You don't go there. Most respected. If his presence is already a fear for everybody. It's in short, it was like a god those days. So what happened was that I attended his audition, and he gave me a role, and I was playing the lead.
Wow, what's the title of that
Walking
movie?
Cops. It's a series, and I was to play the lead in it, the young lead character in that. So I was like, okay, this is a good platform. And when I started like that, the project, we never completed it. They had some problem on the project. They started airing it, and they had some project. We didn't complete the series. But you see, that gave me the recognition that I needed from all the people that were also part of that set. You know, then instead of discarding me, after that, he liked me and he taught me continuity. It was a big jump from wanting to act and putting me behind camera. He was going to film. I wasn't going to be part of the set because there was no role for my kind of person, my age, look, and all that. And he said to me, come learn this from Ernest Barber and work with him. Then I'll pick it up from there. Because he asked me, when I was asking him too many questions at the time, asking him, you know, all of those films you filmed, because I had the opportunity to work with him playing the lead in one of his films. So the relationship was there. I was communicating him. I was young and he liked me. So I was asking from one question to another. You know, like the film, when you made this ritual film, this person changes to goats, cow,
how is it done? Yeah.
coffee rising and all of that. How is this? And he said, you want to be a director or you want to be an actor? I said, I want to be an actor, but I just want to know, how did this happen? So all of those questions geared into wanting me to work with him. And that was how I started working with Andy Amenichi as his continuity script supervisor. So when I started working, I became like a mini god. It was just from like nowhere to that level.
It sounds like a long journey. It has been.
It's crazy.
Yes, but then it turned out to be so beautiful. It worked.
Because it was a plan. It
worked.
It wasn't just go to film in Ghana.
So
it was
that
a plan.
exactly there, that plan is what we want to learn from, to see how best we can try to bring that on board to Sierra Leone and see how we can transform our own industry. And that's going to be the last half of this program. It's the Phebean Swill platform. We're taking another break. A message from our sponsors, Sierra Pharmatech, SBT, Rokel Commercial Bank, RCB, and of course, Shalima Trading. Stay with us. We'll be back. Let's learn from him.
SIM couple allow old and young to make deposit and withdraw cash from their account at any time and anywhere. With Rokel Commercial Bank SIM couple, you can send and receive money at any place and any time. Rokel Commercial Bank don't make life better for we all.
Farmers from across the globe have a strong bond and passion for the soil, which leads to nurturing of the land. What they need is the support of high-performing agricultural solutions. With a wide variety of implements like rotavators, self-propelled combines, disc plow, MB plow, disc harrow, cultivator, reversible MB plow, and other implements. We are confident that the coming years will bring greater results with the trust and confidence of our associates, business partners, and customers on our products and services. Sonalika tractors range from 20 horsepower to 120 horsepower. We are ready to address the coming challenge of food security, highest customer satisfaction, and superior agricultural solutions. For distribution and dealership, contact Shalima Trading Company, 40B Wilkinson Road, Freetown. Telephone 099 909012. Sonalika.
All right, welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us through that breaker message from our sponsors. Well, we're still talking to Frank Rajah Arase. So, Frank, you've done it with your inspiring story, how you came about into the industry, your footprint in the industry, both in Nigeria and in Ghana. It's a beautiful story, and it's enough experience that we as a country can learn from. We do have an industry where we have the talents, we have the right energy, the right attitude, but somehow it's just not rewarding to some extent. We've not been able to go as far as we want to go, and we've not been able to make it commercially attractive for those in the industry. So that's the picture as it is in summary. From your experiences, what guides would you give to us as Sierra Leoneans? How do we patch our way through to that direction and arrive at the point where you are right now in Nigeria and in Ghana?
Okay, I want to say something very clear here about making films in any country. I was talking to Junior, and I said to Junior, your CEO, and I said to him, the industry in Sierra Leone might have failed for so many reasons, just like so many other countries, you see. But I would come to that. I'll come to that because that does not justify anything. What justifies it is making good films. I will say something to you. I've never been a fan of bad movies. That when Nigerians started making films that has to do with the Aki and Popo, the two small boys, and people abused it by not telling good stories. Because people want to see them, see those boys. They started making films that were nothing. So people were not paying attention to even the stories. They just want to see the guys. Every story became the same. The days of the Oracle films, the days of the OJ productions, the days of Remy J's and all that just went past because they couldn't face the competition. They tell good stories. They invest money in making stories. The people were paying attention to watching Aki and Popo. Production, you film here, turn here, film here. It was like low quality films, but people loved it. So people were not paying attention to quality no more. So telling good story became something else. So what they did was they started withdrawing from the industry. So me, I would not make this kind of movies. It wasn't what I wanted to see. These guys can act. Use them to make good films. But people were just paying attention to just let the people see them, they will buy the films. That's all.
So
the
you class
idea
them as
changed.
commercial faces?
Yeah, they were commercial faces. They were commercial faces. They were big time commercial faces. People just need to see them in your film and that's it. They go for it. They want to see them. The same thing they're going to act in your film. They're going to display the same character in another film. Stone you this time. Go to that place. Look for a mirror to put under your legs and see they can look at your undies and all that. Those crazy things. People were just paying attention to the stupid things that was happening and no story behind. But they were huge. So we decided when I was called to do that in Ghana, I think that was one of the reasons I accepted the deal because I wanted a change of face. You understand? So when all of that sale agreement between myself and Venus Films to brand the industry, create some commercial face. Because whenever they want to make film in Ghana, before then, they had to bring in Nigerians to make the film. And Abdul said to me, Frank, I don't want to bring in Nigerians. I want you to make Ghanaians. Make a Ghanaian film like you make a Nigerian film and people would buy it. That's what I want. Don't make Ghanaian films with Nigerians. Make Ghanaian films with Ghanaians. I want to see if you can make a film that will be commercially successful with the Ghanaian actors. So we didn't even start with any commercial faces. So I thought of what to do, and I said to Abdul, what I'm going to do is, there are movies I made in Nigeria that I want to remake. I want to start from there. If you agree to that, then I'm good to go with the deal. I made the films. I wasn't satisfied with what I've done. I just thought I could do better with them. I'll retell the story and let's go. He said, Frank, I don't care what you do. I just want you to create the people I want us to create here. So it was good to go. Are you getting the point? The movie Beyonce. Okay. First was Mommy's Daughter, his story. I had to make it for him. Mine was the second. The movie Beyonce was earlier made. I made it earlier in Nigeria with Sandra Achum's Ramsey Noah and It was titled No Conscience. Sorry, it was titled was it I mentioned the name
You've done
earlier.
so much that you really
so I had to remake that film and titled it Beyonce. But you watch both films, you're going to see two different movies. Are you getting the point? But that was the brain behind Beyonce. So when I made the film with the same Ghanaian people, it was a hit, a major hit. But now I'll tell you, that brings me to what I think Sierra Leoneans should do. Thank you. Now, you see, making films. Number one, you don't make film for a country. You make film in a country for the rest of the world to see. When you center your mindset in Sierra Leone, you make film for Sierra Leoneans. When you center your mindset in Nigeria, you make film for Nigerians. A film is entertaining when it's not a documentary. Are you getting the point? Now, you want to make a film, your mind opens to what you want to tell. What do you think the Nigerians want to see right now? What do you think if I make right now, Ghanaians will be interested in it? What do you think if I make right now, Sierra Leoneans will be like, okay? You don't need to have the whole of the nations and countries in mind. But you see, other countries feed from other countries. Just like you post something, others feed.
What are the best things that would make a good movie?
Now, it's very easy. Film is not based on glamour. It's not based on localizing it. It's based on good storytelling. You have a good storyline, you have the best of actors to interpret them. 90% of our actors are face actors and not method actors.
Where
They're
does the
not deep.
difference come in? Face actor, method actor?
I'll tell you. You see, most of our actors, I've watched some Sierra Leone films. I've watched some Ghanaian films. Most of them. I've seen some loads of Nigerian films. Most of them are face actors in the sense that they act only with their faces, but they don't agree with the character they're portraying to you. Now, it's deep. It's very light when you say it. It's very easy for an actor to say, I put myself in character to play it. You see, it's very spiritual. It connects. When you feel it, I would feel it. When you don't feel it, I will watch and be entertained, but it will go nowhere. Acting is deeper than I want to embody a character and play it. It comes to the spirit. You need to be possessed with the spirit of the character you're playing to portray it. And that spirit connects the person who's watching to embrace it. It goes beyond the physical. Now, when you don't see it as deep, you act and act and act. Nobody sees it. Because you are not embodied into the character you're interpreting. So if an actor does not understand that I must connect my audience, there is no way your film travels. Because why? It's just going to be on that CD, VCD you're watching, and that's where it's going to end.
So beyond getting a good story and getting the right characters, the right actors to play the characters aptly, what more is needed to produce a good movie?
It's embodiment of every other thing. Good camera, your good cinematography, say good sound, as in soundtrack, and it's an embodiment of a whole lot of things. A film is not made by one person.
So now as a country, if we could get these things right, which definitely 100% is possible, if we could get these things right, there is that. How do we then market our movies into industries like Nollywood, Ghollywood, and the likes?
Okay, I'll tell you something. Ghanaians had no hope or anywhere. Ghanaians trade on Nigerian films. Ghanaians don't watch Ghanaian films. Ghanaians watch Nigerian films. That's a fact. The marketers trade on Nigerian film. They come to Nigeria to buy films and they sell. Come to Nigeria to buy films and they sell. And the people embraced it until it dawned. A new day was born. Are you getting the point?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happened was this. I say this and I say it everywhere. Market would come hunting you when you do it right.
But again, if you do it right here and nobody knows what you've done, how does it sell you?
Somewhere.
Yes, go on.
I'm going somewhere. When you make a good film, now it's even easier with the introduction of this, the internet introduction and all of that. It brings the world to your palm or just to your mobile phone. You can easily link anything, link this market, put it on YouTube, put it on this. At that point, at that time, there was not even a hope for this. Now, when you make a film, it's much easier now to do your distribution than it was before. You make a film right now, and your film is good. It takes you nothing. It takes you nothing but meet a distributor. The moment a distributor slots in your film and watch it, he'll be interested in your film. He's a businessman, a woman who wants to make business. So the moment they see something good, they will embrace it. And the moment he dishes it out, the rest of the world will see. Are you getting the point? And once it connects with them, if you make the film in English, Portuguese will want to subtitle it and sell it. The Francophones will want to subtitle it in French and sell it. There are distributors in all of these countries. Now it's easier for you to go to film festivals. Now it's easier for you to, when you go to film festival, you have an open market. People watch it and they discuss on your film and all that. You meet other international distributors and all that. But with the moment your film does not scale through that process for you to say, okay, I've made a good film. Once you have a good film, the next thing is you're proud to want to put it on festivals. I want it on this festival, I want it on this festival, I want it on this festival, I'm submitting for this award concert, because when you have it, you put your commercial on this, the moment people see your commercial, the advert, and it's a good film, it catches attention. Media is even helping to push it. As at that time, there was no media houses much to sell from the internet, online media, whatever, that the moment you put, the rest of the world sees it. It doesn't work like that then. It wasn't even working like that. Now, once you have your commercial, the branding of your commercial travels faster than anything. The moment you upload it and media start spreading it out, and that people click to watch it, you call a production house and send them the link. A distributor, send them the link and they watch it. Oh, nice trailer, I'd like to see this film. The moment it catches attention, distribution opens. Distributors will want to see, aggregators want to see. What do you think they want right now to distribute? You don't think you don't make something nice. You want to join the crowd, you'll be among the crowd. You want
So
to stand
should we
out,
be
you go
hopeful that
extra.
you're going to make the same effort you made in Ghana for Sierra Leone?
Yeah, I intend to do that. What I said to Junior was, it's not about, Junior called me to want to make a film in Sierra Leone. Making a film in Sierra Leone is not enough to just come, pay me money, bring money, and make a film. I'm not
What
looking
I
for
think
pocket
is
money.
enough is for you to make Sierra Leone your main chick and make Ghana just the side chick.
When we decide to be lovers, you and I, maybe that can keep me there, but let's keep that aside right there. But what I'm trying to say is, I said to Junior, maybe what I would do, since you have this love for reality show, I have a reality show that I wanted to do some years back. I didn't. I'll print it out. I'll leave it for you. Look at it if you like it. It has to do with acting in totality, filmmaking in totality, from cinematography, from acting, script writing, cinematography, and all that. It's the people have to be in the house too. House is divided. It's a reality show, evictions and all that happens. And at the end of the day, you emerge, and the people come out with their certificate and a film embodiment of filmmaking knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, so I said it on a lighter note, but I didn't dwell on it because I know I already have it written somewhere.
With that, I would want to really thank you, Frank.
It's all right.
So with the lessons learned, humility, everybody in the industry has to be humble. Unity as well. We cannot succeed if we're all just selfish and just thinking about ourselves. We have to think about the same goal, which is to push movie and, well, entertainment generally in Sierra Leone to another level. So there has to be unity. And then just with the movies, get a good story, get your picture correct, sound on point, light
direction.
okay, color correction,
Art
the
direction.
actors in acting the right characters. Well, you play the character in the right way. So it's all of these things and more put together. The whole aim of Phebe's whole platform is to get people to learn things, so we get the country to head for development in many ways that we can, bringing on board stories, talking about issues that would share more light and knowledge on certain aspects that we think need to improve in the country. So this has been one of our many contributions for the entertainment industry. It's been a great pleasure bringing Frank on board to have this discussion. Thanks to my production team, and lots of love to you, the viewers and the fans. I'm Phebean Swill. Thank you and take care.